What's up, guys? We're back with another fine caller. A lovely boy named Lewis.
What's up, man? What's up?
How are you, Lewis? Now, the levels, they've done it again. I'm pumping them back up. I don't know why XSplit is muting within Windows the XSplit audio and the video capture audio every time I answer a Skype call. That's weird, right? It shouldn't do that.
I have no idea.
Well, that's all right. I'm going to talk with my boys at PAX East. We have a little meetup. But on to bigger and better things. I want to congratulate... People have been congratulating me on the stream. Not sure why, but I'd like to congratulate you, Lewis, on... you got a new job. Is that correct? You applied and you got the job.
That's right, yeah, but there's a funny story behind that, isn't there?
There is a funny story, and I'd love for you to enlighten the audience. See, now me and Lewis, we contact each other over Twitter. We're big social media fans, you know? I don't know if you guys out there use any social media. It could be a fun experience. It could be dangerous, so you got to ask your parents before. Well, actually, we preface this stream with the ladies and gentlemen thing, so no children should be watching. Therefore, you would not need parental consent. So just go nuts and just be careful, though, guys, because it can be, social media can be, woo!
Can I come?
It can be dicey. People take things you say out of context.
I would definitely want to get fucked by a man.
Whoa! New sample here. But anyway, Lewis.
Yeah, so I applied to work in a gaming retail store.
Okay, gaming retail. The bane of some's existence, but also, if you're a gamer, if you're one of them game players, could be a fun job. You might as well get paid to be around something that you're interested in. Did I just run away from the rats?
Yeah, it's something I'm really interested in, so I thought, well, I'll just apply for it anyway, see what happens. But had the interview, and then they asked me about, like, do you travel and things like that. I said, yeah, I went to America, went to Game Days recently. I explained what that was, and it was Mega64 related, things like that. And then
you're explaining this to the interviewee, the manager of the store.
Yeah, he was a manager of one of the stores, but not the one that I'll be working at, unfortunately. Gotcha. And he said, "Oh, Mega64. I think I watched some of their podcasts." And I said, "Oh, do you watch the PPS then?" And he goes, "Yeah, I've watched it every now and then. Were you on that by any chance?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" I thought, "Shit, maybe I won't get the job now."
Dude.
But he said that he'd seen me on there with Steve and yourself, and when we did that prank call, and he said it was pretty funny actually.
And he recognized you. Well, I guess being a Brit himself, he was like, it's kind of odd the Mega64 guys have these British guys on. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to listen to this prank call. Would you believe it that I didn't save after I beat the boss and had 1 HP left, so I died?
Oh, I'd believe that.
I bet you would, Lewis. But I'm picking myself back up and I'm going right in on it. So, he recognized you from appearing on a fucking web stream in the United States making prank calls and said, "My boy, I love you so much, I give you the job."
Yeah, but it's just a shame that he's not actually going to be working in the same store as me, because then
you guys could have something to bond over.
Shit. We could like discuss Mega64 shit and all that sort of stuff, but yeah.
I mean, work itself has got to be boring. It's work, you know? It gets monotonous. But then if you're there discussing poorly played stream, I mean, that's just a new level, a height of boring that I don't know if I could... Woo! You guys should talk about, I don't know, Rhett and Link wearing different t-shirts every day for a year. Remember that?
That sounds a bit shit.
You guys should talk about iJustine and her portal run or something.
Oh yeah, we should actually.
It's something.
It was quite funny at that interview because you could hear like other interviews going on behind you and stuff, and they'd say things like, "Oh, what's your favorite like video game series, and if you could be a character from one, who would you be?"
That's an interview question at the game store.
That was one of the first like stages, like the early stages, to kind of go through all the people and say like, "Okay, here's the people we don't want to have," and stuff like that. And I heard one of them behind me just like, "Yeah, mate, I want to be Captain Price from Call of Duty because." he's loyal and he's real good.
That's such a fucking bad answer. Oh, so the trick is to straddle her attack. I see. See, I did even better now. So the trick is to straddle her attack. I see. I see. See, I did even better now. So the trick is to straddle her attack. I see. I see. See, I did even better now. So the trick is to straddle her attack. I see. I see. See, I did even better now. So the trick is to straddle her attack. I see. I see. See, I did even better now. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I have some experience applying for a job at a game retailer. When I was a lot younger, I was working... Where was I working? I was working the night crew at a Vaughn's, and I wanted to get a day job in retail as well. So I thought, well, it'd be fun to get like a mall job, and I went and applied at all the mall gaming stores. And, you know, it was a real deterrent, or not really a deterrent. It was not in my favor to have known so much about video games and to be, I guess, so connected, you know, to video games, like, in what we do. It was before Mega64, but what I did as a hobby, they kind of looked down on that. They were more looking for, and this is... Back in the day, this is, I think, Electronics Boutique and Babbage's, and, like, there was definitely GameStop back then, too. But, software, etc. But, yeah, they didn't ask you anything about video games, and when I kind of went into the fact that I knew a lot about video games, it was not helping me get hired at all. It was like
I've had that in other stores as well.
They kind of wanted people just there to ring it up and sell it and push the pre-orders. But other than that, they didn't want you sitting around talking about video games to customers. And they certainly didn't want you super into video games constantly, like, I don't know what they were afraid of, like you knowing the merchandise better. I
don't see how that can be bad, really.
It honestly was, though. But this is also a period of time where there was a weird point in the early 2000s where all those game stores, at least the ones here in San Diego, they all hired cute girls that didn't really know the product. And it was an interesting way to get customers into your store, but it wasn't really beneficial if you had any questions about, like, Legacy Kane Soul Reaver gameplay. Then again, this is back in the day.
Yeah, it's weird. Obviously, they want you to make, like, the sale and stuff, but I think if you've got the inside knowledge on a lot of stuff, you can make good suggestions to customers and things like that.
Yeah, but
so
then
I don't
you
see how it can be too bad.
You know, if you know too much about video games and you play them in your pastime, maybe you're more likely to, you know, get some little 5-finger discounts and go game crazy and start stealing. Who knows? Whoa. Maybe that's what they were trying to avoid. I had a friend that went game crazy.
Don't go game crazy, man.
No, do not go game crazy. I forgot to fucking heal. I'm probably gonna get jacked again. Oh, fuck! Why?
Fuck's sake.
Just mashing buttons.
They'd ask me things like, what consoles do you own and what do you prefer and stuff, and I have like most of them at the moment, so I just said, well, I don't really prefer one. There's like pros and cons for each, and I went into that, and they were quite impressed with that. I think they liked that I wasn't biased towards anything.
That's good.
Like,
yeah, you know what? That would make sense. Is an educated answer would be like, oh, I'm familiar with all of them. I play them all. Not like, fuck Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm a Sony guy.
Yeah, I was just like, well, I like the interface of the PS4, but I think Xbox One has better exclusives, just things like that. Just went into it in detail.
There you go. You balance that playing field. You're a smart guy, Lewis. You know how to get... I mean, you got the job, obviously. You beat out all the competition. Who did you tell the manager you most identified with as a main character? I can't believe we're doing this again. This is...
I didn't say like I'm most identified with him. I said like, well, I
like your favorite character.
Metal Gear Solid series, and I said like I like Solid Snake or Naked Snake, just because like their loyalty and things like that. They go through like real difficult situations, but always come out on top. Generally,
get the mission done no matter what.
They try and think around like difficult situations and things like that. So I tried to bring that into it.
That's a good answer.
Say, like, but I didn't say things like, no, I like Captain Price because he's a fucking badass, mate, and he'll fuck you right up. He'll fuck you right up.
Yeah, it's got to be fun though, man. I mean, aside from the customers coming in asking dumb questions all the time, how is it? Is it a good time? You enjoying it? You started yet?
I haven't started it yet. No, I haven't started yet. I'll be starting in a couple of weeks, I think. So that'll be good.
The bane of all retailers' existence is just so happens it's like a double-edged sword. It's like the customers are the worst part, but without them, I mean, how do you generate income?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I used to work in customer service.
Oh shit!
For like a DIY store over the phone, and like that was fucking terrible. You just get people calling in, and
What's
just
a
being
DIY store? Like a Home Depot kind of thing?
Yeah, like a Home Depot sort of thing.
Gotcha.
But they just ring in and say like, "Where's my delivery?" and things, and they never read the terms and conditions properly, and it's just, it was horrible. I don't ever want to go back to that again. But,
no, you shouldn't have to. You've moved on to bigger and better things, Lewis.
yeah, well, like I finished university and I was trying to find something that I would actually enjoy, that something that I've got an interest in. So that's why I applied there. I mean, it might not be like, maybe I could apply for higher jobs because I have a degree in things, but I just want to do something that I'll actually enjoy. So
you're moving up from customer service, answering the phones at the DIY store, and now you graduated. You're getting that retail job to start making some of that money to pay those college fees back. Next thing, what's the next thing? Where are we setting our goal? What's the next step here?
Probably just move out, get a new car. That I definitely need a new car. That's for sure.
Move out, new car. What you don't need is a new stereo, though. I do like.
Oh no! Did you like it?
Flame accents across your stereo.
I've had that for like 5 years, and I just refuse to get rid of it. It looks
beautiful.
amazing.
Did that come? Is that JVC stock? Is that the flame decal on the faceplate of your car stereo? That's not aftermarket?
No, that came with it. I think it was a used car, but this was just the radio that I got with it, so I just thought I'd keep it. It looks great.
Mate, you got a deal. I mean, that's custom. Those flames are custom.
Exactly, and when you're playing the Metal Gear Rising soundtrack in your car with the flames, they just add to the effect. It looks amazing.
Is Combi Christ on that soundtrack?
No.
Isn't there some metal band on that soundtrack?
There is, but it doesn't say. It just says that they're all done by just certain individuals. It doesn't say like the bands or anything.
Guys. The chat, hit me up with that knowledge. Is Combi Christ? Did they do stuff for Metal Gear Rising? I can't remember. No, there was a band that had like a following though. Like they had a name I'd heard of that did stuff for Rising.
Combi Christ did DMC.
That's what it was. Okay, I'm thinking of Devil May Cry. You're right, Rocco. Thank you. The chat lagging. Rocco hit me with the answer first. That's why Rocco knows, guys.
I definitely.
Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I've got a quick question, if that's all right.
Yeah, quick questions. I love them. But what I was getting to with the Combi Christ thing, it's weird. There's a guy named Joe Letts in that band, or I don't know if they're still together or whatnot. But he plays. He DJs at some goth club here in San Diego. I might go see him sometime. I don't know. Actually, I have in the past, but I didn't know who he was. I was just like, Joe Letts from Combi Christ. That name sounds familiar. But now I'll have to pay attention. The guy's on the Devil May Cry soundtrack. I mean, it's big time. But yes, Lewis, one more. You had a question for me.
Yeah, I've only just recently beat the Resident Evil HD.
That was the wrong thing. Excuse me, I need to rewind. I was trying to give you the good noise, but instead you got the beat.
That's all right, man.
You don't want that beat.
It's all good.
You don't want that beat, bro.
But yeah, I just played the Resident Evil HD remaster or re-release, whatever it's called, on the PlayStation 4.
Yes, I've been calling it re-remaster, but yes.
Yeah, I've never played the first 3 games before. I've played 4 or 5, and I've just started 6, and I'm not continuing with that because that's horrible. But
don't let everyone. Hey, don't let everyone's. It was very poorly received when it came out. I don't hate the gameplay that much, but if you want to play like through Leon and I don't know, you don't have to play all the characters, but check it out.
Yeah.
You got it in that HD set. They do like big Resident Evil sets, kind of like they do the big Metal Gear HD anthologies.
Yeah, I don't know if that. Yeah, if they've got that, I should pick that up. But I played that the original HD remaster of it, and I beat it with Jill, and I found it quite difficult because I'd never played one of those style Resident Evils before. But I really enjoyed it. I need to do it again with Chris. But I was wondering, like, because obviously you're quite a big fan of Resident Evil, what would you like to see the series do next? Would you like to see him remake 2 and 3, or would you like to see him do something new?
Well, man, I would love to see him remake 2, just because that's a lot of people's favorite Resident Evil. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely one of the best of the series.
Yeah.
I would love a Resi 2 remake, but what they do with the series, I don't really know. The story for me in that franchise was something that I was so enamored with. and then I feel like the story kind of got muddled, and now it's all over the place. I mean, you added so many characters from so many different games, and they're going across the globe, and I'd love to see Chris and Jill together in a game, just one storyline, switch it up like the Revelations games. You can go from, Chris's character, and then the next chapter would be Jill's character. I guess I kind of got that in Revelations if I'm thinking about it. But get rid of the partner. Everyone's got a partner that they're cruising around with. Jill really didn't. But, yeah, I don't know. Give me, like, next-gen console Resident Evil with the Resi 4 type controls, just because that's what everyone wants now. But give me Jill and Chris, alternating chapters, interweaving storyline that gets back down to a common enemy. Bring Wesker back. Fucking let's do it. That's my guess. Bring Wesker back for Jill and Chris to be fighting against, and yeah, just fucking
because they had a DLC for the 5th game, which was like that, didn't they?
Good.
Where you could go to the mansion.
Hey, you know what? The Resident Evil 5 Gold Box Edition, or Gold version, or whatever, was the best. Simply for the Spencer Estate DLC. It was like a different Spencer Mansion that they had to go and explore, and that was super fun. I gotta fucking play that again. We should do that on the stream with the move controllers. We got those machine guns now. It'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be good to see. I love it when you play the Resident Evil games. Obviously, I was there when you played 3 for a bit, and that was quite good.
For about 2.5 months. Yeah, I mean, we've been playing a lot of Resi Evil, and we've been playing a hell of a lot of survival horror and PS1 games. But I want to change it up. I'm gonna have some guests on to play some games with me upcoming. But I think definitely we should get back in. I mean, that franchise is just so important to me. I could understand when Ground Zeroes comes out, I'll probably be playing a lot, or not Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain comes out, I'll probably be playing a lot of Metal Gear as well. I'm just so into the those two franchises. It's hard not to want to always come in and play those.
Yeah, that's good. And
we should maybe rename the
well,
Poorly Played stream to the Resident Evil Metal Gear discussions. Maybe Cody will call in later and we'll talk about the Ava series and mix it up. There's basically 3 things that I give a shit about in life. It doesn't vary much. But right on, Lewis. Thank you so much for calling in, man, and congrats on that job.
Thank you very much. And I'm glad that the Gaming Cult podcast has come back. Really good to listen to that again.
You're a big GCP listener?
Oh yeah, I love GCP.
They've been doing those genre cults to tide you guys over, learn about new music and whatnot. I love it.
Yeah, they're good as well. I love them as well. But it's good to have them back as well and everything. So just keep on doing what you guys are doing.
Well, I'm doing it, man. That's the thing. I keep trucking along. You know. I was at work today. I didn't go home afterwards. I had all the stuff set up from last week. It's been a very busy week. We talked about it on the podcast a little, but we didn't have a live show on Sunday as we were so busy with the filming of new Mega64 materials. And that's what I do. I keep going.
That's what you gotta do.
You gotta just push and believe. Thank you, Brody. Thank you, Little B, for all the positivity. I think it's those positive people in my life that kind of get me through it. And then at the end of the night, you know what? I rest my head on my pillow, I lay down, and I think to myself, whoa, I got a lot of shit done today. That's crazy.
That's fantastic.
And hopefully, maybe I'm inspiring motherfuckers out there listening, watching this right now. I'm leveling up. I'm about to pause and use a medical item because I have low health points. But maybe I'm helping prove that positive vibe works.
Positive vibes. Positive vibes. That's all you need.
For you.
It works for me, works for you. Thanks for taking my call, man.
Thank you, Lewis. We sure do love you. We'll see you next time.
I miss you. I love you. Goodbye.
You ain't gonna do shit.
Oh, Lewis, that's not it. Thank you. Lewis loves me.